tuning into this live broadcast. Welcome. My name is Staff Sergeant Capazzi. I am a U.S. Army healthcare recruiter in Orlando, Florida. And this is going to be a presentation or just a discussion pertaining to the Health Profession Scholarship Program. We've got, it's going to be mostly an open forum type format, so as questions come in, I can answer any questions you have pertaining to really anything regarding the program, the application process, the incentives that are being offered, and even follow on beyond medical school, talk about residency opportunities and things like that. So we're going to start this off just by getting right into the scholarship program. And so this is an Armed Forces scholarship program that's available for any pre-medical and pre-dental student. But they also have similar scholarships that are available for pre-doctoral psychology students and also in specialized nursing programs such as nurse anesthetist DNP programs or family nurse practitioner DNP programs. The main focus today is going to be talking about the medical and dental school HPSP. That's what they call it, HPSP, Health Profession Scholarship Program. Because that program is so wide that the information that is also pertinent to the other fields as well. So getting right into it, so this scholarship is available to students. This is a means for you to pay for medical school. I mean, the cost of schools nowadays we know is just, it's astronomical, not just in an undergraduate level, but especially at the graduate and doctoral levels. And so it's getting harder and harder to pay for medical school. There are different sites that you can look out there. You can just Google how long on average does it take for a doctor to pay off medical school. And a lot of the results you'll see is that it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 years in some cases for them to pay off their medical school loans. And that's a long time. And that's a lot of interest as well. And so what this does is for students, this takes that out of the equation. It takes that cost out of the equation and also a lot of the other costs. So this scholarship pays the full tuition to any school of your choice. It can be as long as it's accredited in the U.S. And so any school that you want to go to, and that includes MD and DO schools, it will pay the full tuition cost. And this is coordinated directly between the scholarship folks and the school itself. So it's not like the school goes to you with a bill and says, here's your invoice for this semester. It's coordinated directly with them. You don't even know it's happening. It's all happening behind the scenes. So it's the full tuition cost, every penny. In addition to that, they're also going to pay for all of the cost of equipment and books and other things associated with your education. And that's big. That's actually where a lot of students they have sticker shock when they get to medical school, because a lot of times when they go to medical school, they may be going into it with an undergrad mindset. And so when you're in your undergrad program and you get that syllabus and it says you must have edition 13 of this book and it costs $220 at the bookstore, most normal people like you and me, we say, heck no, man, I'm going to go on Chegg.com and I'm going to rent last year's edition because it's the same book. And it costs $10, and so that's what we do. Well, when you get to medical school, you can't do that. You have to get exactly what is on the syllabus, and sometimes it's 2, 3, 4, or more books for one particular class. And in addition to that, you've got to buy equipment. You have to buy a stethoscope. You have to buy all these other things. And so the cost of that has a lot of students just blown away when they say, you know, you telling me I have to spend roughly about $50,000 a year or more just to go to this school, and now I got to spend about over $1,000 just to sit in a chair for 9 weeks in one class. And so the scholarship covers that. You buy whatever is required by the school for that particular class, and they reimburse that to you. So that covers that cost as well. And then of course there's living expenses. You know, you still got to live, you still got to eat, and so the scholarship also provides students with a monthly stipend. Right now, the current stipend is $2,391.60 a month, but it goes up every July. So here in the next week or two, we're going to get the new amount for this upcoming year. It usually goes up roughly about $50 per year And that's going to give students a little bit of a bump in pay, and it goes with inflation, and follows suit with that, as well as DoD, Department of Defense raises and things. But that's money in your pocket. That's money to live off of, and more than ample. I know when I was in school, I was starving. I didn't have any money. Borrowing food from friends and doing whatever you could to get by, borrowing money from parents and whatever. But this covers that for you, so that the only thing that you have to worry about when you're in school is studying and putting your nose in the books and being the best doctor that you can be. In addition to that, there are 2 different scholarships for medical and dental school. There's a 4-year scholarship, which covers the full tuition amount for all 4 years, and then there's also a 3-year scholarship. So if somebody is in their undergrad or graduated from their undergrad, and they're looking to go into medical school and they're just starting off, they could apply for the 4-year scholarship and have the entire cost covered. If somebody's in their first year of medical or dental school and they think, oh man, I wish I'd have known about this last year, I would have applied for this, it's not too late. They can still apply in their first year and they can get the 3-year scholarship. It won't pay for the full thing, but it'll pay for the final 3 years of school, which is still a lot of money. For the 4-year scholarship, there's a bonus. You get an automatic $20,000 bonus for signing up for 4 years. As a matter of fact, there's a piece of paper that goes into the application, and I always think it's silly because you literally have to initial, I accept or decline the $20,000 bonus. And I say, why do we even have to do this? Why do I have to print this off? Why is this a thing? It's a waste of paper. Who would say, no, I don't want $20,000? But the reason that exists is because the 3-year scholarship applicants, they have the option to opt in or opt out. So it's automatic for the 4-year, but if a 3-year scholarship applicant wants it, they can take it. Now, the only stipulation to that is instead of doing a 3-year obligation for 3 years of med school, they would do 4 because they got the bonus. The 4-year scholarship, of course, is a 1 year for 1 year on active duty. And I'll get to that. I'll get to the obligation, service obligation later. And so full tuition ride to the school of your choice, books, academic fees, equipment, monthly stipend over $2,000 a month, and then a $20,000 bonus for the 4-year scholarship applicants. So let's talk about what the advantages are of just the scholarship itself, aside from the monetary value of getting through school for free. You can apply for the scholarship right now if you intend on going to medical or dental school next year. So July, August timeframe of 2021. You can call this office right now and we can begin an application for you so that you can get an application built, you can get all the requirements and physical exam and everything that goes with that, and we can put your application at the very first selection board, which will convene in October of this year, and get you selected. And if you're selected in October of this year, the application process is just about opening right around that time. Anywhere between September and November is when people start submitting their primary or preliminary applications to med schools and dental schools. And if you put that in your application that you've been selected for the full tuition ride, that's going to significantly increase your chances of getting accepted to your top choice of schools. Because there's 2 things that contribute to a school's rating when they're looking at applicants. One of them is matriculation and graduation. So how many students are going to come into this school and make it all the way through and finish? And so on average, a medical school class is about 120 students. If 120 students come into a school and only 95 graduate, the American Medical Association is going to look at that and they're going to say, why? What's the problem here? Like, what happened with these students? Was it the students? Was it the curriculum? Was it the faculty? Was it the facilities? What was the issue here? What happened with those 25 students? And so the rating of the school is actually going to come down. The other side of the coin is student debt ratio, or student debt, right? So how much debt are students incurring when they leave a school? And if it's mountains of debt, the rating is also going to go down as well. and one plays off of the other. If you're not graduating enough people or whatever, and your rating is coming down as a school, you can't charge students an arm and a leg to be in that school. And so one is always playing off of the other. Tuition's going up and down, ratings are going up and down. An HPSP student contributes positively to both dynamics. Because one, you're going to graduate. The only thing, and you're probably going to be top of your class, because the only thing you have to do for 4 years of medical school is study. All of your finances are taken care of. All of the financial aspects of your tuition and everything else are covered for you. It's all happening for you. You don't have to do anything. You just go to school, put your nose in the books, and be the best doctor you can be. And so you're going to graduate. And on top of that, when you do graduate, you're going to have zero debt. Zero debt.